What's up, everybody? Prison Talk Live. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. The weather was nice. Got to get out and enjoy some good food with wifey. Thank you guys for tuning in and for telling your friends and family to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Fresh Out Life After Penitentiary. We just dropped a new prison spreads on Patreon, Patreon.com. Chef V is putting it down on there, doing some burritos and shit. But check out Patreon and support. We keep bringing you some good content on there. I know I keep saying I'm gonna bring you guys another car hustle. I'm working on it. I got a couple cars getting ready to be done, and I'm gonna start hitting these car shows and give you guys some cool videos and try to hook up with some other guys with some nice cars. What's up to Germany? We still got the SoundCloud. If you guys haven't checked that out, check that out. SoundCloud. We got FreshOutSeries. Subscribe to our Instagram. Tell your friends. You guys, we're trying to get our numbers up. Instagram is FreshOutSeries, and also our Twitter is FreshOutSeries. Somebody asked me how many kids do I have. I have a stepdaughter. No kids though. Much love to Italy. Want to say what's up to our sponsor, Yard Time, is our pre-workout drink. Also, we got some new apparel that's going to be going up on the site. Check it out, www.FreshOutSeries.com. We're going to start doing some, we're trying to raise money to start the Fresh Out Foundation for the homeless and for the veterans who have come back who need help. So we want to start doing some stuff with that. We got the American Refugee shirts that'll be coming out. Check that out on our site. We also have some new hats coming out. What's up from the UK? I want to say also, you guys, be about your hustle, man, and stay away from negative energy. A lot of negative people out there, and no need to even address them, man. Just stay around your positive folks, and generate some good energy among yourselves. Somebody asked, if you get locked up, what's the best way to ensure you get your own cell? Well, you don't usually get your own cell. You usually got to share a cell with a bunch of other nuts and butts. So your own cell, the only time I had my own cell was at Rampart USP after I was there for probably about 10 months, 11 months. I got lucky and I came up for one of the cells because there was a black cell that was empty and I was able to get that cell. But they don't just give you single man cells unless you're in the hole PC'd up or there's some type of issue where you can't sell it with somebody or it's an institution that has single cells. But usually you're in a cell, you might be in a fucking dorm situation with a bunch of other motherfuckers, or you're in a 3-man cell or at least a 2-man cell because they're trying to maximize space. But somebody said, how's the marketing and supplements going and the new projects? New projects are going well. Supplements, we're pushing them, but we're focused more on the clothing. But we are still pushing workout supplements. We're focused on the clothing. We're trying to get some more interviews going for you guys as far as fresh out interviews, 30-minute interviews, and working on getting the show basically picked up by a network. Our goal is to have some nice episodes shot that we could shop to a network, and that's our major goal for the end of the year. The live stream has been picking up. We've been getting a lot of people on the live stream, so it's been a good thing. Just staying positive and networking. Been trying to do more public speaking. I'm going to be speaking at a high school this week. I'm trying to reach out and maybe mentor some kids who have potential, who just need somebody to talk to, or who need some just mental support. A lot of times there's so much potential out there, but it's not being cultivated. What do you think about the TV shows like Scare Straight? I think it's bullshit, man. It's not. You can't scare a kid into being good. You gotta tap into what their interests are. You gotta ask them, why are they being bad? Because kids aren't born bad; they're taught to be bad. And once you can get to the source of why they're so angry or frustrated or why they're doing the things they're doing, a lot of times it's because they haven't been exposed to other opportunities. And you expose those kids. Rather than scare them straight, take them to a museum. Take them to Take them to the beach, take them to a real estate firm, let them see what's going on, or to the trading floor of the stock market, or anything that stimulates your mind, to an automotive place, and see if they're into the tech stuff, or the girls take them somewhere and expose them to just maybe some type of corporate setting. It's all about exposure, man. It's not about scaring a motherfucker. How many times did you move in prison throughout your time? Well, I went from Long Park USP 2000 to Sheridan Medium in 2002 to Herlong in, I believe, 2004, like 5. I think 2004 or 5. Yeah, it's did you ever read some psychology or sociology book? I think those are fundamental to read. I've read a lot of books on just mental awareness and stuff like that to begin with, but you can only get so much from a book. You gotta have a mentor, somebody, if it's not your parents, somebody outside your family that kind of inspires you, that gives you hope, man. Everybody needs hope. You know what I mean? You need somebody that can that's why these guys turn to gangs and different cliques, man, because they're looking for some type of validation. So that's how I feel about that. But 4-door Chevy, I got both. I got a 68 Cougar, that's a monster, and I got a 72 Chevelle, that's a beast. So I'm down with both of them. What happened with Sex Out of Clothing? I actually put it on a back burner right now. I still got a lot of inventory I got to eventually just move and get rid of. But, with Fresh Out, I'd want to put more energy into that. I don't want to try to spread myself too thin. So I decided to focus on Fresh Out and really my car hustle, which, fixing up old schools and flipping them. But, I had a mentor too, but the books are, books are great. Like I said, I read a lot of books, but being able to have somebody break down those books makes a big difference, because sometimes you can read stuff, but you want to be able to bounce it off of somebody else so that you can have a better understanding of it. Would I consider myself religious? No, I'm spiritual. I believe our temples are God. We're basically spiritual beings having a physical journey on earth. And we have certain, not necessarily pre-planned, but to a degree pre-planned destinies that we've chosen. And that's where deja vu comes into play. So, I'm a spiritual person. I don't, when they start trying to box it in and it creates, conflict, I'm not down with that. So, finding my mom's journey. Would you wear a shirt that basically says I'm a sexual predator? No. So that's you're probably trying to basically insinuate sex out of clothing. Well, I put it on the back burner. It'd probably be a better shirt in a different time frame. But hey, man, it is what it is. So it was a business that I tried and put on the back burner. Craziest thing you ever heard snuck in a prison besides phones? Shit, man. I mean, at Long Park, I was talking to a guy, and they were bringing in a kilo of heroin a month in the Long Park. He was in the mix. I wasn't in the mix. I'm not going to try to fake it or try to act like I was doing more than what I was doing. But they were sneaking in drugs, man, through electronical devices, and it was cracking up in there. There was a lot of money circulating up in there. Dudes were selling big time heroin. And I remember dudes nodding out and shooting up and all type of shit. And I'm like, but I was so much into my own program that I wasn't really in that type of circle. But mainly drugs, cell phones is big. That's the main thing people are looking to get up in there. I mean, if you're at maybe a camp, you're slinging alcohol. You're slinging supplements, all type of shit. Is the mafia still powerful in California? I don't know any mob guys out here, so I wouldn't know. I'm, I don't really mix it up with the mob dudes. But was anyone wearing Kool-Aid on their lips? You know what? There was a cat in a motherfucking at at uh at the receiving center when I first got cracked. He had kind of like, I don't know if he was trying to play the crazy role because he was trying to get less time, Jewish guy. But he used to put his lips red, man. He putting Kool-Aid on his lips. Now I didn't see him doing any funny shit, but he's kind of weird, eccentric. He had made like $12 million. Family had left him, and he basically was rebelling, and Kool-Aid on his lips was, I guess, his form of rebellion. But I have seen motherfuckers with Kool-Aid on their lips. What do you think about Fresno? Are we still down in the pen? I knew some guys from Fresno. I was cool with them. Some couple Bulldogs. The homie that did my tattoo on my forearms, he was a Fresno Bulldog. I haven't been to, like I said, the state's a lot different, but I ran across a couple cats and we was cool. We used to chop it up. I had a homie that went to Fresno College, played professional football, so I always had conversation for dudes from Fresno. Did you see any crazy people who beat people with steel? There's somebody with some bullshit. Why do so many non-black gangs hate black people? Ignorance. And what's basically propagated through, media. You know what I mean? It's a lot of ignorance, man. There's, when you read history and you look at where our culture comes from and understand the value of what we played in society, then you start looking at yourself different, and it kind of it makes you turn a different direction when it comes to self-hate, because you really, black on black is just self-hate. You hate yourself, so you hate other people that look like you. So it's basically ignorance, Shout out to Atlanta, Georgia. How do the prisons prevent chicken bones and shanks? They try to break the chicken down into small pieces, but like I said, I've seen a dude get stabbed in the neck with a chicken bone. And, a dude work up in the kitchen, he break that thing off while they cutting it, move to the side, tuck it in his pants. It doesn't go off in a metal detector. You know what I'm saying? So, you got some weird shit. I haven't watched, somebody said, what do you think about American History X? I haven't watched that, but just reading Black history and the contribution to science and, society in general, it's not taught in school. You have to read obscure books to get the knowledge. And I think it's sad because by knowing where you come from, you have a greater sense of where you're going, and it gives you a higher level of self-esteem. And that's why a lot of black kids in these inner cities are just killing each other, man, and don't think twice about, busting the gun, man, because they have no sense of self, man, no self-esteem. They think their life's not worth anything. So it's pretty sad. What do you think about shows like 60 Days In? I haven't watched that show, but I heard about it. And, it's commercialized, man. From what I've seen, 60 Days In, you don't know, you're not going to be 60 days in if you catch a gun case, an attempted murder, you get caught with crack cocaine, you get caught with heroin, you get caught with, a conspiracy. It's not no 60 days in, you're out. So a lot of that shit is bullshit, man. And, people make a joke about prison and, oh man, this and that, and the stereotypes is real shit. But yeah, it's not a joke. There's nothing cool about going to prison, hanging out, trying to navigate and see if you're going to make it out, because you might run across a straight weirdo up in there and fucking get into an argument, and then you got to get down. This motherfucker, you got to split his fucking wig because he's a dumbass, Somebody said, could you please explain the 3 strikes law for a foreigner like me? If you steal a bike 3 times, you going into the pen for life? 3 strikes was a law implemented in California to basically lock up forever what they consider career criminals. People who continue to commit crimes who are just, there is no hope for them, what they consider. So assault and battery, that's a felony. Grand larceny, felony. You steal some alcohol, or whatever the case may be, and it's over $500, that's another felony. That's life. You know what I mean? They're trying to, I don't know if they repealed it or trying to repeal it, but basically 3 felonies will get you all day in the fucking pen. And they feel that if you continue to commit crimes at that level, that there's no hope for you. Which prison inside, there's no hope anyways. You have to make your own hope. You have to rehabilitate yourself, man. These motherfucking prisons, man, are breeding grounds for career criminals. You know, dudes in there, they're not doing anything to help each other. At what age did you start slinging drugs? I started slinging drugs at 15. You know, slinging drugs at 15, making, you know, a little over 1,000 a week, 1,500 a week, man. And, you know, it was just trying to make money, man, trying to come up. The weirdest person in prison, I don't know, man. They got some weird motherfuckers, man. As far as, you know, when you see somebody's kind of weird on some bullshit, you try to avoid them after you realize that they're not on the right page, because, you know, you never know what's going through this person's head. You know, if they're on fucking, you know, if they're 5150, which means they're on pills and psych meds and shit, man. I don't fuck with them. I kind of shake them. So I can't really think off the top of my head. Were any of the wardens selling drugs? I wasn't aware of it, but I'm quite sure people were getting paid off if you were bringing X amount of drugs into prison. You know what I'm saying? It trickles on up and down the pipeline. Everybody's got to eat, you know? Have I ever came across a warden that was a major asshole? Hell yeah. When I was at Sheridan and the warden left and a new warden came in, he was a straight motherfucking Bojangler Uncle Tom motherfucker. And he was an asshole, man. He just, he wanted to turn Sheridan into fucking Supermax, you know what I mean? He don't want you to have any privileges. Somebody said, are all the guards pieces of shit? You know, some of them, you know, don't fuck with you as much. Some of them, you know, they bring in the phones, man. So they, you know, bringing in the drugs, they bringing in the cigarettes. You know, they working it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just depends, man. Some guards are dickheads. They want to be able to punk a motherfucker they couldn't punk on the street. And if you say something to them, they're gonna hit the deuces on you or send you to the hole. You got some straight dickheads. And a lot of them are dickheads, but you got some that are cool that mind their business that's just trying to get a paycheck. But yeah, overall, man, it's just a lot of assholes, guards and motherfucking inmates. What's good? To the homie, are the streets worse in prison? No. to motherfuckers out here complaining about the streets? No. You got freedom. You got the ability to make money at free will. You can travel. You can get up, take a shit when you want to, sleep in your own bed. You know what I'm saying? Change careers, go to school. You can fuck a woman. You know what I'm saying? You can have sex with a woman. You can enjoy life, man. Prison is fucked up. Shout out to London. Shout out to the Philippines. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for tuning in. Man, yeah, streets is, man, shit. You know, I had a fuck it attitude. I used to be like, man, fuck it, nigga, let's go. You know what I mean? I was trained to go, and that mentality landed me in prison, man. And once I reflected, I'm like, I'm not down with this shit. This ain't me. This ain't the type of people I want to associate around for the rest of my life. I don't want to hear a bunch of negative talk, and I don't want to just be around a bunch of bullshit, man. You know what I mean? And that's what you get when you're in prison. What do you do if you have run-ins in the pen? You try to talk your way through them, or you got to handle your business. You know, that's why it's like a chess game. You got to think 3 moves ahead of your opponent, because you don't want to get into basically a conversation with somebody that could turn into an argument, which could turn into violence. You know, if you split the warden's wig, you go into the hole. You're gonna probably catch more time. You know what I'm saying? So, I wouldn't advise that. You know what I'm saying? Locked up police. Somebody says, "How do you?" I couldn't see that one. Sure, then doing a PC. What day and time do you usually? What time and day do I usually live stream? Live stream is every Monday at 3. But next week, it'll be on Tuesday, because I have some family stuff, hanging out with the family. So next week, which will be the 21st, will be live stream at 3 o'clock. So I'll be doing live stream next week at 3 p.m. YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Uh, have I ever met someone in prison that had beef with on the streets? Yeah, in juvenile hall. When I was riding in juvenile hall, nigga I was beefing with that we had funk, met him in juvenile hall, and we chunked him, and then we were cool. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I did run into a cat in juvenile hall that I had been funking with on the streets. Somebody said, how did I meet my wife? Through an actual dating site. You know what I'm saying? Which modern car would you buy? Motorcycles or a motorcycle? I'm not really into motorcycles. I'd rather have something around me so I don't get hit. Because LA, you get cut off. I'm not looking to get hit or break a bone. But the cars, I'll fuck with that. Probably that. Like I said, the Koenigsegg. I'm a big fan of that. Or McLaren 675 or McLaren 720. If I went Ferrari, it'd probably be the Ferrari 488. Muscle car. I got the Chevelle, so I'll probably go Charger. Yo, what's up to New York, Bronx, New York? Shout out. You know what I'm saying? Weight loss tips. I would say cut back your simple carbs, sodas, your sugars, your processed carbs. Go more complex. Sweet potato, brown rice. You want to stay away from stuff that is has a lot of additives in it. You can go a lot of fish, vegetables. Avoid tilapia. Shit is toxic. You know what I'm saying? Eat more of the higher quality fishes. Turkey. If you eat chicken, you got to really watch it. You got to go with organics. A lot of chicken is bullshit too. So, yeah, man. Yeah, 675 all day. Yeah, that motherfucker is a beast, man. That's like one of my dream supercars. I got an NSX I'm working on, but eventually I'm gonna step my game up to a McLaren. Why is prison called Gladiator School? Well, you go in and you learn how to basically physically handle yourself. You're in a crowded environment. Imagine a motherfucking basically just like a closed, tight environment with people stacked on top of each other. And they got it down to a science. They know exactly how many people they can put in a closed environment before it erupts into an all-out chaos. And they play with those numbers. And what they do is they take those numbers, go to the motherfucking ghettos, and stack up apartments in the same fashion and create the same type of environment. So when you grow up in that and you go to prison, it's like, no, it's not a big transition, So it's a lot of psychological shit, man, that I've recognized once I got to prison. I've fucking been duped. I've been tricked. I was bamboozled. I bought into the bullshit. I played myself. You know what I mean? So it's fucked up, man. Somebody said, what was my bench press coming out? Shit. We didn't have no weight set out her long, man. It was all bar work and fucking bags, man. So I had to hit the weights for probably, man, because they took him at Sheridan 6 years. All I could do was push-ups and dips and, all the bullshit. So I hadn't benched in a minute, man. And so now I just kind of work with, 225 for reps and, just try to keep it, just try to stay healthy, man. 43 now, so I'm not doing no crazy lifting. Do you want to do the porn game again? Nah, man, ain't no money in that shit. The shit has changed. It ain't the same. I'm on a different page right now, and the people I've seen in the porn game, I see motherfuckers that was in a porn game back when I was in it, got out, and now they doing security at a motherfucking Home Depot or still trying to make $1, man. It's like they haven't created anything for themselves. I'm looking to get into other shit. And no, I've never seen a CO get raped in prison. TV shows coming along, man. We got some people interested. We're just keep working on it. You know what I'm saying? Was there any Polynesians in prison? I had a homeboy that's Filipino. I think that's considered Polynesian. If you correct me if I'm wrong. We used to kick it. We were tight. I grew up around a lot of Filipinos. You know what I'm saying, on the base in Frisco. So I know I was cool with a lot of them. When you work out in prison, was your routine a split or full body every day? I did a split routine. I try to do push pull chest and buys, shoulders, triceps, back and traps, and then quads and hamstrings, and then usually a day off. Somebody said, how tall is the biggest dude in prison? Shit, I seen a cat up in there. This dude had to be about 6'10", 6'11", tall motherfucker. I think he was a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're that tall. I know he used to ball too, so he probably could have played basketball, but ended up selling drugs, man, and caught a fat case, man. But you know, I've seen some tall motherfuckers come through. Probably 6'9", 6'10", I think was the tallest. A big tall motherfucker. I'm not even gonna answer that question because that caused a lot of shit. Are you gonna grow the Big Herc channel 916? Yeah, you know, I'm gonna start putting some stuff on there too. I just gotta figure out what type of content I want to put on there. Maybe some of the books I'm working on, maybe throw those on there, and some car stuff also. What happens to people who snore loud when they sleep? Is that a problem? Yeah, motherfucker will check you, man. They'll wake you the fuck up. Because if it's a dorm and can't nobody sleep, eventually a motherfucker will beat your ass in your sleep. I had a homegirl in women's prison. If you snore or make a lot of noise, man, she said motherfucker would heat up like hot oil and just throw it on you. And motherfuckers was getting burned in the middle of the night and all type of shit, man. Women's prison is worse than men's prison. Those women are vicious, bro. They're very vindictive, and they'll wait in the cuts to fucking, you know, split your wig. But she said it was fucked up, and this girl was hard on the streets. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't no joke, and she said she was just trying to get the fuck home. You know, how many reps of back arms? I usually do at least 10. You know, 5 sets of 10, like 4 or 5 different exercises. Big Herc, I heard in prison that inmates do up to 100 push-ups a day. Is that true? Yeah. I remember we used to have push-up contests, but yeah, we used to do sets of 50 and do like maybe 4 or 5 sets of 50, you know what I'm saying? So dudes did a lot of push-ups. There's a lot of dudes, all they did was work out, you know what I mean? They worked out twice a day, all the time. That was their stress relief, man, you know what I mean? So a lot of dudes did a lot of, you know, they did a lot of calisthenics. Somebody said, do inmates really throw piss and shit at each other? I've never seen them throw piss and shit at each other, but in the hole, they have thrown it at the guards. Motherfuckers is down there stressed the fuck out. They're going through whatever. You know, guards an asshole. Don't make a shit bomb. Marinate some motherfucking piss and shit. Put it in the bag. They open up the motherfucking tray slot. And boom, they throw that motherfucking shit piss bomb at them. Nasty shit, man. But, man, it's... In some places, man, motherfuckers are treated like animals. And dudes act like animals, you know what I'm saying? It's just... And it's a perpetual cycle because you got to try to work your way out of that to get the fuck out of that institution so you're not around the motherfucking animals. So, yeah, it's fucked up, man. Somebody said, Herc, how much do you charge for motivational speaking appearance? It just depends, man, on the venue. You can email us at FreshOutSeries@gmail.com and we can chop it up in private about that. FreshOutSeries@gmail.com. Worst thing you've seen in prison? You know, outside of my story about the warden making everybody strip down to their boxers, handcuffed together, 4 o'clock in the morning, tearing up our cells, ripping our beds apart, basically humiliating us and then making us get up in the morning to go to breakfast while they had ski masks on, you know, and had guns pointed at us. And breakfast was fucking grits. Fucking grits. They fed us grits every day for over a month for breakfast. It was no need to go, but they used to make you go and sit in there. Make you go. So, you know, it's fucked up, man. Who runs the halfway house? It's usually privately contracted. Usually there is, this halfway house I was at in South Central, it was some private company ran it. They had employees there. Most of them didn't know shit. They basically were there just to have a job. Some of them would fuck with you. Some of them were cool, let you drink. You know, it just depends. But, yeah, the halfway houses are making a killing, man. Because when you get out of prison in a halfway house, you basically, if you have a job, you got to give them 25%. I believe it's 25% of everything you make. Whatever you're doing, they want 25%. And on top of that, when you get home confinement, you're still paying 25% on that bed until you're done with your halfway house time. So they might have that same bed being rented out to fucking 4 or 5 people, and they might have, let's say, 60 beds, 100 beds. You see what I'm saying? Do the math, man. Some motherfucking hustle. So, did you ever witness Northern Hispanic inmates do their workout? Yeah. I used to see them do the machina, get down and shit. My homeboy, used to work out with them and shit. So I seen that. Suicide fairly common in the pen. I ain't never seen nobody commit suicide. You would think there'd be more suicide based on just the despair, loss of hope. But I didn't see motherfuckers slitting their wrists or trying to hang themselves in there like that. A lot of cats, if they're about to get out, they be under so much pressure. They be trying to do things that compromise their freedom. That's the craziest shit I've seen. Didn't see any mice or rats in prison. But Sheridan, they used to have squirrels coming up to motherfucking windows, though. But, rats and shit like that, man, that's a sanitary issue, and the prison can get caught up in some trouble for that. So they try to keep that shit clean. They ain't having rats up in there. I'm working on the next ebook. Hopefully I'll have that thing out by the end of summer. I got to just go through and edit it. Another erotic urban novel, working on that. So that's one of my projects. Man, did I meet anybody dealing automatic weapons? Yeah. Their cat, met a cat up in there selling silencers. Got his wig split too. A couple cats up in there with, a couple dudes in there was dealing with straps and shit. But I didn't really try to get into a lot of people's business and what they were in there for, because my focus was changing my whole train of thought and not talking about old shit. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't fuck with it. What up? Somebody says the system rigged. We don't know the law. Majority of people don't know the law. I learned a lot about the law. And once I learned about the law, there's a lot of things I wouldn't have done. You know what I mean? Because I realized what happens when you step into court. All the symbolism. Why they have you sign your name so many times. A lot of the questioning, shit like that. A lot of people just go in there and depend on their attorney, and they just play cards, play dominoes, play sports, and they don't even give a fuck. They don't even research why they're really up in there. They don't know what the fuck the law even means. So, that's why motherfuckers getting their wig split, man. But, do people know about your case before you went? No. I mean, people could look your case up online if you're doing time, you know what I mean? But, a lot of times, when you get in there, if you're running with a certain clique, they want to see your paperwork. How do the black cars in prison get along if so many of them? Well, usually you try to have a shot caller, but see, the thing is, it's so fucked up is that, shit kicks off, and then sometimes dudes said, oh, well, it ain't our beef. They're beefing with so-and-so. And so certain shot callers will say, if this jumps off, we don't get involved. But then if some other shit jumps off, then now these guys aren't going to back you up. So it's a lot of politics, man. So the blacks can't even get along in prison. You know what I mean? They can't even fucking have any unity, man. It's and then you follow around some dude, and then you're looking at just the fucking ignorance, man. It's sad, man. You know what I mean? Just even within the races, how much ignorance is being propagated by guys who are calling the shots because of just, these weird ass fucking, issues that they're dealing with. How much money did you take from the bank robbery? Shit, man. Didn't get shit. Got a high-speed chase. Got caught the same day. Was caught, within an hour and some change from the bank robbery. So it wasn't no fucking money taken. As far as the money, whatever's taken, they recouped it. You know what I mean? So it was a dumbass move, and got caught up for it. Herc, you and Chef V ever had to split someone's wig for not paying for their spread? Nah, man. Most of the motherfuckers paid up. You know what I'm saying? They handle their business. Didn't really have too many knuckleheads that we dealt with as far as, putting together a spread. Everybody's pretty cool at that level. What happens to pedophiles? Wig split. There was a dude at Sheridan, worked in a law library, kind of a weirdo. Little white dude, scrawny, had like little weasel looking motherfucker. You know what I mean? You know, you didn't really, most people you kind of have an idea through somebody else what they're in there for, but this dude, you know, nobody knew. Well, the natives found out, and I guess he had a pedophile case. And motherfucker caught him in the cell and put a broomstick in his ass. And they said there was so much blood in that motherfucker, it was crazy. But they blew his ass cheeks out, man, with a broomstick handle. Pedophiles get no love. Somebody said, best way to get money with no jail time is to hook up with some rich woman living in a castle or something. All right, you know, you gigolo, you got your game on and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Get your money. Is fighting a good source of income if you can throw down? Ain't nobody paying to fight up in there. I haven't seen I ain't seen nobody making money to do any type of fighting for motherfuckers. A lot of times, fights and shit break out over people owing money and somebody sells that debt and then they go to collect, so they're going to split a wig, or there's a race riot, you got a riot or some shit kicks off. But motherfuckers ain't just, I haven't seen it where they're just paying each other to go fight. You know what I mean? You rather do your time and get the fuck out of there and try to avoid a lot of shit, you know? Somebody said, 60 days in, have you seen it? What do you think of the volunteers? You know, somebody mentioned that question earlier. I haven't seen the 60 days in. I just seen the trailer for it, but do they let you keep razors to shave? Little bitty razors, the little disposable ones, really flimsy, one blade. You know, they sell like a cheap pack on a commissary, break your face out. You can't do nothing with them. You know what I mean? You know, those are so small. And then you have cordless, cordless battery operated shavers that they sell on commissary that you can use for your face. You know. Have you ever seen those prisons in Thailand where you could participate in a tournament and fight for your freedom? I haven't seen that. They don't have no shit like that in, they don't have no shit like that over here. You get time over here, you just get the time. You know, American prisons give out the most time and they have the most motherfuckers locked up. It's a big business, man. You know what I'm saying? Pac or Biggie, you know, both of them are tight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. Somebody keeps asking me, do I know a Khalif Browder story? I don't know his story. You know, I don't know. How to solve unsolvable beefs. You know, this is the thing, man. A lot of times, you have intelligent people within a particular group of individuals, but when that person starts to voice an opinion that can possibly change the direction of the group or clique, he becomes a target. So a lot of times you gotta be an individual. You gotta just lead the cliques to the cliques. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can sit here and try to, talk about something that's more positive, but a lot of these dudes who are banging, they don't want to hear that shit. You know, they're like, man, nigga, we don't want to hear that shit. You know, go do your time, I'll do my time. So a lot of the beefs aren't going to get solved because motherfuckers don't care about changing their life. They're going to continue to be who they are, and when they get out, they're going to do the same shit, or they're basically going to socialize with the same type of environment that they've trained their minds to adapt to. They said this story goes right up there with mine. What do you think about private prisons versus state-run prisons? The private prisons, man, it just become a business, man. They throw up these buildings. They have these set layouts that they architect, and they warehouse motherfuckers. It's just large scale plantations, man. They set up factories. You know, they're making everything from, jeans to fucking shit for the military. Everything, they make everything. There was an inmate invented the shackles. that they put on your wrist so you can't slip out, because motherfucker was slipping out. A motherfucking inmate came up with that and gave it to the motherfucking BOP, Bureau of Prisons. What kind of shit is that, man? It's fucking crazy, man, that these motherfuckers are so... People like all these hard motherfuckers on the street who basically are doing all this shit. They get to prison, they get all this time, they go straight to work in the motherfucking factory. 10, 20 years working the factory, saving up their money, thinking they're doing something, buying big commissary. These dudes ain't no motherfucking, revolutionaries. They ain't really like that like you think they are, running shit. They get in prison, man, they go to work, man. They try to get in that factory. They get out and they're fucking docile. They're not doing shit. They're not trying to help the kids. They're not trying to change the perception. They're not doing shit, man. So, fucking prison is they try to herd you into a slave mentality. Basically the same type of shit Willie Lynch was teaching the slave owners. Prison indoctrinates to the inmates so that they basically have an owner-slave relationship. Same type of shit, man. Because they put your prison in an area where your family can't come visit you because so fucking way out. And I've seen motherfuckers travel hours, even through the plane and driving, and you get there and they say, oh, you can't come in because that's not visitor approved. Who does that, man? Who does that to somebody's mom or kid or wife? You know what I'm saying? Fucking, it's some bullshit, man. Fuck prison. You know what I'm saying? Fuck prison. And fuck the motherfucker who said prison, motherfuckers, you need to take your ass back to where you came from, Buster. But yeah, man, prison is fucked up, man. It's fucked up, man. Fuck prison, man. Did you ever beat your meat in prison? Because I know some cats that ain't beat their meat in San Quentin prison. Yeah, I beat my motherfucking meat. Nigga, I put the towel up, go get me a good fuck book, and I'd beat my motherfucking meat. Beat my meat, bust a nut in the toilet, and be frustrated. Mad as a motherfucker that I gotta put up with this cold ass shit, no woman's affection. Yeah, I beat my meat. I wasn't proud of it, and it's fucked up. But hey, nigga got needs, and you know what I'm saying, I miss being with women, man. And yeah, beating my meat wasn't cool. You know what I'm saying, as far as I'd have rather been putting it up in some hot coochie. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. It is what it is. So whatever, you know what I'm saying. Motherfuckers who talk, oh, don't touch your son. I'm not religious, motherfucker. I'm spiritual. So, and I don't believe in it, motherfucker, living a certain way based on somebody else telling you. You live the best way you can live for yourself. Be a positive person. You know what I'm saying? Don't violate other people's privacy, and you'll be all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has the right to control another human being who basically has their own free will. You know what I'm saying? Free will, you do what the fuck you want to do as long as you don't hurt nobody. And, hey, it's all good. So, yeah, man. Shout out to everybody who tuned in today, who, put up questions, and who's basically been supporting our channel. But somebody said, has your cellmate ever beat their meat while you're trying to sleep? I talked about that in one of the prison talks. You don't beat your meat with your cellie in the room, you get your wig split. You don't want to be beating your meat, showing your pecker, your motherfucking little winger to other motherfuckers while you're up in there. Because motherfucker jump up and see that shit and think you're on some motherfucking Peter Gazer shit, and you get your wig split. You know what I'm saying? Tips with the ladies. Just be a real motherfucker, man. Women like real motherfuckers. A lot of these men out here now are feminine. They're on some pussy time. You know what I mean? As far as just not really standing up for their woman and being a man. And, just ain't keeping it real, man. I'd say just be real and be respectful, man. And you'll get it back. You know what I mean? Shout out to Milan. Shout out to Morocco. You know what I mean? Shout out to every city, every state, every country that's, about the Fresh Out movement. You know what I'm saying? It's all about changing people's perception. and basically not going to prison, man. You know, if you're doing something, man, have an exit strategy so you ain't got to do it for the rest of your life, because you know you never know who's gonna tell on you. You don't want a motherfucker to tell on you, get you caught up, man. You know what I'm saying? Exit that shit. Have an exit plan. Invest your money, man. Start you a business. Shout out to London. Shout out to Jamaica. Shout out to the Bay Area 510. If you have any questions, hit us up at FreshOutSeries@gmail.com. Check out our website, www.FreshOutSeries.com. Shout out to Sweden. Shout out to Ireland. You know, hopefully we can get out there, start traveling, doing some public speaking. I want to enlighten some motherfuckers because, you know, prison, you know, everybody wants to know about all the weird shit, man, but I want to share with you how to avoid that shit. Fuck going to prison, man. If you go, yeah, I'll put you up on some game on how to survive, man, but fuck prison. You don't want to go there, and it's not good for anybody, man. You know, of course, we do have some people that do some fucked up shit, and they need to be dealt with. Don't get me wrong, but overall, man, prison ain't cool. I don't want to see young people going there. I don't like seeing people who have a lot of potential being wasted because they were negatively influenced. You know, do something positive with your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ireland. Yeah, man. Word of the day, fuck prison. Educate yourself. Be positive. And treat your family members and loved ones with respect, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miami, Florida. And shout out to the 818. You know, everybody's turned in, you know what I'm saying, from the beginning to today. I just want to say real quick, somebody from Germany said they do 120 months for murder. That's fucking crazy. Murder out here, man, you might not see light. You might not see light, man. But tune in next week on the 21st. I'll be back doing another prison talk. And like I said, man, check out the prison talks on YouTube. Support our channel. Tell your friends to subscribe, man. Blow the channel up. You know what I'm saying? We keeping some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Check us out. You know what I mean? But anyways, hey man, I'm out. You guys have a good week, and you know, don't drink too much this weekend if you celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Don't get no DUI so you don't have to go to prison. I'm out, man. Shout out to Hawaii. Shout out to everybody out there tuning in. And later.